up, beautiful souls? Hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. Your boy Loon is back with another Reddit read, and it's been about a month since we've been on r/OhNoConsequences, and I miss it. So today, we are diving back on this subreddit, and for those of you guys that are new to OhNoConsequences, this is home of some of the goofiest OPs out there. I mean, neck and neck with Am I the Devil? These are people who post on Reddit and are obviously in the wrong, and they genuinely believe that they have no consequences that are super obvious. Some of the most ignorant and goofy folks out there. I'm excited to dive into this. Every time we do one of these, it is just such a fun time because it is preposterously silly how these guys are completely unaware of how obvious these consequences are. Anyways, we have the top posts of the month, and yeah, let's just get right into it. So first one at hand here, it says OOP moves in with his girlfriend, never cleans up and helps with babysitting because she has it under control, quote unquote, and never asks for help, quote unquote, and is shocked when she leaves him for being unreliable. So that's the title at hand here, but the original post was on r/2hottakes with the title, "My girlfriend blindsided me by saying she doesn't want to move in together permanently. Am I the a-hole for being upset?" Oh my gosh. All right. Let's see how blindsided it is, Sandra Bullock. My girlfriend who's 26 and me who's 27, we're planning on moving together permanently. A couple of months ago, we took over the lease from someone we knew who needed to move but didn't want to pay the penalty for breaking his lease. We were in the process of deciding if we wanted to stay here or move into one of the other places that the property management company has available because his lease is up soon, or this lease is up soon. But my now girlfriend has said she doesn't want to move or want us to move in together permanently. And she's already left where we live now and taken most of her things. She completely blindsided me with this. Wow. So like almost a breakup, but like a soft breakup. She says she realized I'm not reliable. Oof, damn, that's brutal. She said I don't do enough chores. She never asks me for help, but she thinks that I should just that I should just need to know when something needs to get done automatically. See, this is one of those times that guys that are just like extremely lazy, or people that are extremely lazy, and will say, "Oh, but you just didn't. Why didn't you ask me? You know, you should have just asked me. I would have done it if you asked me." Well, dude, there's some things as a grown adult you should just do, right? I mean, like, I'm an advocate for making your bed. It's argued that you don't have to do that one, but like, come on, like dishes and stuff. If you're not helping around the house, someone's gonna get annoyed over time and they might not confront you with it, which granted, you know, that's on them for not confronting you, but at the same time, it's on you for not being an idiot. You're a grown adult that should not live in a pigsty. And also, when you're dating somebody and you're living with them and you stop doing things and notice that your partner is doing everything, they're obviously gonna be fed up with the fact that you're not doing anything. Like, it's just a common sense thing, you know? Anyways, she says, or he says, her examples were laundry and vacuuming. She also complained that I didn't help her when we watched the son of friends of ours, or the sons, plural. Both of them had COVID, and they asked me and my girlfriend if we could bring their sons, 6 and 4 years old, to our place until they were better. Our friends don't have family nearby, so we both agreed. My girlfriend had everything under control, and she never asked me for help. There it is again. Dude, sometimes as a grown adult, you don't need to be asked to do something. You just gotta know, buddy. Like, that just shows you the lack of awareness you are. That doesn't seem to be very good features you want in a partner. Or told me she was struggling. If she had, I would have helped without question. There it is. But she always had a handle on the chores, and she had things with the boys were under control. I'm upset. Oh, boo-hoo, buddy. Are you upset? Maybe your girlfriend's upset at the fact that you didn't do anything. I also don't think that someone like who works from home has it easier than someone who can't work from home, or that just because she makes more means I should do more. I was thinking about proposing, and we were planning on permanently moving in together, and she just blindsided me. We went from on a track to marriage to this. Buddy, come on. It doesn't... See, here's the thing. Marriage, relationships, in my opinion, yeah, it should be 50-50 in terms of effort, right? Money, effort, all of it, in my opinion. Now, people are going to argue everything, and, you know, effort's also subjective in a way. But at the same time, it doesn't seem like this guy was really doing anything. The fact that he said that his girlfriend was complaining about all this, and he was just like, well, why didn't you ask me? That right there tells me the type of person he is. I used to live with someone like this, where if you ask them, they 100% would do something, but it's like annoying to have to ask them every single time just to do something as simple as take out the trash when it's full. It's completely full, dude. Am I gonna have to take out everything? And then sometimes I'm just like, bro, you know what? Never mind. The effort of me asking is the same as me throwing that trash away. And then over time, it builds into like passive aggressiveness. I've had it. I've had roommates. It sucked. So I totally get where she's coming from. Comment says, I like one of the commenters' analogies. What I find odd in a world where odd meets hyper frustrating is that these guys immediately understand the problem as soon as you explain it with beer. You're meeting your buddies at the bar, and when you get there, they're all already drunk. They figured you're okay with being the designated driver and or paying for their Ubers because you did it last time, and it looked like you totally had it under control. They never have to be held by the hand to walk through. Why that's frustrating and unfair. Wow, that's such a great analogy. I feel like most dudes that are lazy would completely understand it at that point. This one says, I've heard this trick elsewhere and wanted to share it. If you have a partner who refuses to do housework or needs to be told what to do, tell them that you're thinking of hiring a maid and ask, what would you like me to tell the maid to do? Watch them come up with a list of off the top of their head, write that list down, give them that list. They know what needs to be done. They choose not to do it because they know that if they don't do it long enough, someone else would do it. Boom, there it is. It's the laziness, knowing, and you know, I don't want to attribute it just to this, but in times I have seen it where it comes from like people who were babied their whole life, like their mom or dad took care of everything. And then when they finally become adults, they're like, let me just find a partner that would do everything for me. Sorry guys, I gotta fix this window, it's bothering me. I'm so OCD. Anyways, oh, look at the cats. They're just sleeping in the background. But yeah, it's just silly. All right, moving on to the next one. The title on OhNoConsequences says, my ex-wife predicted my future in painful details and I can't sleep at night because of it. Oh, brother. Oh, it's tagged under cheater. Here we go. Oh, it's on the original post is on another subreddit that we actually do explore, r/true off my chest. We just did this yesterday. My ex-wife predicted my future in painful details and I can't sleep at night because of it. Wow. Okay. So OOP says, we are legally still married. We are both 45 and have been together for 20 years. Holy moly. That is a long time. She was the love of my life until I met my current girlfriend. And that's when I realized that I have been stagnating for years. Brother, what kind of statement is that? Okay, here we go. My new girlfriend, who's 30, was happy and exciting. Well, yeah, dude, that's the whole thing of like shiny new things, right? You're a child. You're a child if you think shiny new things is going to attract you rather than, you know, knowing what you signed up for in the long run. Just wait until 20 years pass by. Your new girlfriend, who is now old girlfriend, might not be as exciting. She was wild and drove me crazy. Yeah, that's the honeymoon phase, bro. And the love bombing. I finally remembered how it was to feel alive with her, and she understood me. Never complained and never nagged, always positive. You know what's crazy? I feel like OOP probably felt this exact same way about his wife a long time ago. When my ex found out, she laughed in my face and told me how disappointing I was. Leaving your wife of 20-something for a 20-something. How original. I told her it wasn't her age. She laughed even harder. Let me guess, because she cares about her looks, because she is so positive and adventurous. Then she said that when reality hits, don't come running back. Honestly, respect, because that's pretty true right there. Guys that do this, at least in my experience, like the people I've seen do this, it's just the lack of maturity. And you know, it is, don't get me wrong, when you're in a long relationship, granted, I haven't been in a 20-year relationship, but I've been in a 2, and you know, things do fade a little bit, but you got to keep things interesting. And based off my parents' marriage and some of the other long-term marriages I've seen, you got to just keep things fun, interesting. And if you pick the right person, it'll be easier. Anyways, to continue, but again, I'm not an expert. I haven't gotten that far yet, but we'll see. When she stops blowing you up in the most wild places. Oh, blowing you in. Oh, never mind. They said something else. I'm not saying that on YouTube, because she knows that she doesn't have to now. or when she realizes that she wants more and asks for more, when your answers and actions aren't good enough for her, when she stays in bed, scrolls her phone all weekend because now she has you, she doesn't need to pretend to be so adventurous anymore. Remember that you haven't traded up. Yo, I honestly respect this woman because she knows her worth. I didn't believe her, and she laughed at that too. She said, remember how our story started? The love and respect we had, and look how it ended. How do you think this one was that started by hurting the people closest to you will end? This was 9 months ago. Now I haven't spoke with my girl. Oh, shoot. Here we go. She predicted the future. She must have been, That's So Raven. Now, I haven't spoken with my girlfriend for 2 days. She moved in with me 3 months ago, and I have never been this miserable. The fights and nagging, the scrolling on her phone day and night with zero effort or energy in any adventure. The demands and small fights about small things. I know that moving in together can be an emotional and unstable, but I feel like I have no feelings for this woman. Oh, gee. Oh, no, he got bored of his new toy, and now it's an old toy. He should look for another new toy just for it to be an old toy again. Guys, man, come on, learn. I have nothing to say to her. I don't even like her. I just keep thinking of my wife and how she knew all of this. Pretend that everything is great when I am with people. I act like I am so in love, but I am dying inside. She predicted everything, and I miss and love her and think about her every single day. She was the one that got away, bro, but oh no consequences. Come on, dude. You should have known. Like, this guy's such an idiot. I don't even feel bad for him in the slightest. Like, genuinely, oh no consequences. And because I am not a good person, I told my girlfriend this. Oh my God, he really doubled down on being an idiot. I don't know why I felt the need to tell my girlfriend this. Maybe because she called my ex old and bitter. I told her that I will never love her like I do my ex. That took her down to earth real quick. I am sick of myself. Dude is just imploding. What an idiot. What a load of wow, woe is me horse shit. Yeah, fully agree. This dude is genuinely an idiot. He should be the poster child of oh no consequences. The demands and small fights about small things. What do you want to bet that these small things are stuff like put up the dishes in the dishwasher and wipe his own ass? Yeah. OG. All right, on to the next one here. We got bride is so very sad OOP left her wedding early after an attempt to set her up with a loser who doesn't understand the word no fails. Oh gosh. Bonus humiliation for the loser. Oh man, this one sounds like a lot. Best of Redditor updates. It's 4 years ago, the original post. The title goes, being surely rude and mean at a wedding and then leaving early. Obviously not the original poster. This was posted about 8 months ago in AITA. No update post, but OOP details an email response from the actual offenders and what she said to Jerkface Teen. Mood spoiler, satisfying, especially if you ever had someone refuse to take your no. Oh, geez. All right, here we go. Let's lock in. All right, so the original post said, I was asked to be a member of a wedding party. Despite this, I was the only person, not only in the wedding party, but also at the ceremony, who wasn't allowed to have a +1. This was an outdoor wedding with unlimited seating, and these people don't give a about the pandemic, so it wasn't about that. I was told it was because my relationship wasn't quote unquote serious enough, despite us being together for a year. That's crazy. What? That only engaged or married couples were invited, and that they didn't want some random guy in their wedding pictures who I might not even be with later in the future. Yeah, but then wouldn't that person still be able to come, just not in like the wedding party? You could just tell them he's not in the wedding party, but they can still come. What the hell? They don't want to have some random guy in the pictures, even though he wouldn't have been in any of the pose pictures at all. Maybe just in the background of crowd shots. Exactly. There have been no conflicts between them and my boyfriend, and he's a nice and well-mannered guy who gets along with everyone, so I don't think it was about him personally. I get to the ceremony and find out that literally everyone else has a +1. Not just the married couples, but there are couples who have been dating for less time than me. Damn, that's effed, man. This is when I started feeling surely. I smiled and played the part during the ceremony, but went inside and I was very surely and angry. What does surly mean? Sorry, it wasn't surely. Surly. Bad-tempered and unfriendly. Interesting. I didn't know that. We then got to the reception, which had way more people than the ceremony. This is where all the more distant friends were invited, quote unquote. And everyone there had a +1, even the distant friends. That's crazy. I was literally placed at the table as the one single person, and everyone else at the table was a couple. Some at the table were other members of the wedding party. Others were just random distant acquaintances. People started asking me where my boyfriend was, and I said that I was told he wasn't invited. They asked why, and I said I had no idea why. This is when I started letting my surliness show and started acting rude and mean because I was humiliated. And then I was brought into conversation with the couple's male friend, Dean. Oh, man. Oh, this is going to be bad. I was previously told that Dean had a crush on me, and I made it clear that I wouldn't be interested even if I were single. And dude, you're taken. Even if, like, what? Even after that, he kept trying to message me and I ignored him. But now the people who brought me in conversation with Dean were like standing around, staring at us and giggling behind their hands like they were a bunch of Cupid matchmakers. That's really messed up that all these people are attributing to a home wrecking. Dean was absolutely a participant in this. I was meaner to Dean than I have ever been to anyone in my life. I was as fully rude as I've ever wanted to be when being the target of someone's romantic interest unwantingly. It's true, I don't really know if I was being set up, but I was already furious before that happened. Everyone was silent and awkward. I went back and finished my meal, and as soon as I was done, picked up my purse and left and went straight to my boyfriend's house, skipping most of the reception, wedding cake, cutting, the speeches and everything. I'm now being told by the couple that they're hurt and confused why I left so early, and I haven't replied. Texting the bride and groom. All right, so this is the update here, the first update at least. All right, after making this post, I emailed them back and I started small just to see what they would say. All I said to start it off was I was feeling uncomfortable because I was the only one without a +1, being told nobody but engaged or married couples would have had them. Multiple people at the reception started repeatedly asking me where my boyfriend was, and I was getting more and more humiliated, especially since I was sitting with colleagues and their Tinder boyfriends. It was humiliating to be the only one singled out, and I was extremely upset. Here was the reply I got quickly. Quote, we just met no +1s for the ceremony. It was completely fine for you to bring your boyfriend to the reception, and that's what we assumed you were going to do. That's what we had planned for. The reception being much larger and looser, we never heard from you about bringing your boyfriend to the reception, so we didn't plan for it. But it always would have been fine. Interesting. This reply is some BS. That was never, ever, ever, ever said to me at all and presented as an option. I would have actually been fine with that as a compromise. And here's another update. Dean, and being rude. I didn't want to describe the conversation because people would have probably think really badly of me if they saw how horribly I acted, but F it. This was towards the end of the meal, and some people were still eating, and some people were just partying, standing and talking, circulating the room. I was eating, and someone comes over to me. Hey, could you come over here for a second? Someone has a question for you. Already I was suspicious because that was a scenario straight out of the second grade lunchroom. But fine, maybe whatever may be, it had to be with some bridal party stuff. So I come over, and who is standing there but Dean, looking all smug, and a few other people standing there who are already giggling, and so I already start feeling angry. Because again, this is reminding me of the second grade lunchroom scenario, and I'm already imagining how it's going to go. He actually started out with, hey, beautiful, and I went, what do you want, in an angry tone. Ew, hey, beautiful, dude, stop, bro. You got rejected already. I think he sensed what was going to go like. Sensed that this wasn't going to go like what he had in his mind, but he continued to what he obviously planned out. So he said, I just wanted to ask you something. And I said, what? He went, there's something wrong with my phone. Can you help me fix it? I said, I don't know anything about phones. Sorry, I can't help you. And turned around to go back. And he went, no. What's wrong with my phone is that I didn't have your number in it. Or it doesn't have your number in it. Ew, bro. Dude, that is the most weak line, bro. Bro is negative Riz. Negative Riz, mate. Come on, brother. You could have done any other line. That is such a goofy line. Anyways, and I just went off because I already made it clear I was not into him into whatever this was, and I already turned to leave, but he interpreted me leaving as and keep going despite it all. I was furious because I was already angry, plus he wasn't paying attention to how I felt or caring about it. So I felt like he deserved what I was going to give him. I raised my voice and said, "Dean, F off and leave me alone. No, you cannot have my effing number. No, I don't want to go out with you. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not attracted to you. I don't want anything to do with you. You are not interesting or attractive to me at all. I want you to leave me the F alone." Let's go. Go off, sis. Dude, if guys like this that just push and push and push, this is what they deserve, low key, bro. Because it's not like physical or anything. It's just genuine embarrassment and straight up rejection. I'm an advocate for this form of like pushback, because she's not like harming him in any way. I'm not an advocate for that, but this is genuine. Like, dude, get the F away from me. Everyone look at how much of an idiot this guy is. Anyways, he was looking down during all of this and not at me. And I said, "I want you to look at me and agree you're going to leave me the F alone from now on. Yes or no?" He said yes. And I said, "Look at me and say yes." So he did. So I turned around and left him alone after that. She just mothered him. I know. I humiliated him, and I did it on purpose. I hate to admit it, but it's true. Dude, hate to admit it. You should be proud of that. That was an ownage. Even though I raised my voice, it was loud in the room, so only the people standing nearby and no one unrelated table nearby heard it. Remainder, not the OOP. Wow. That woman is a badass. At least she found out who her friends aren't. I think she said in a comment that she cut off the bride and groom off. Dude, that's awesome. Man, that's crazy that there are people out there like that, though. All right, let's read one more good one. Oh, wait, what's this? We got a video here. It says, "Man tries to litter, gets consequences. Who put the window there?" All right, let's see. We got a guy driving here. And is he drinking alcohol or he's drinking something? Throws it at his window and the window is up and he shatters his own window and goes, "No, no, no, no. No, 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 no." Oh, you are such a dummy. Look at him. Look at him. He's instantly regretting. This is pure oh no consequences. That's what you get for even trying to litter, buddy. And what he didn't realize, I mean, that's karma to its fullest. Now you got to go repair that, you dummy, dumb. Yep, you're an idiot. And you know, the thing is, this face, I made this face before. When you do something super stupid, like I got scammed once and I made this face. So I get it. Like, you shouldn't have done something that dumb, but you did it. But this, come on, bro. And then like when you think of like littering, especially like a bottle, that could have been many things. When you're driving, it looks like he's driving probably 35 miles per hour or whatever that is in kilometers. That could hurt somebody. Imagine if there was a guy standing out here he didn't see, boom, knocked out, or worse. Or two, it shatters and I think it could pop a tire if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, glass can easily pop a tire. So that's another thing. I mean, there's a lot of things that could have happened here. So this guy's a POS for that. Yeah, I actually want to read the comments on this one. To be fair, he did succeed in his attempt to litter. That's also true. The way he ran through every one of the stages of grief in under 30 seconds. Chef's kiss. $5 says it's not his car. Oh, yeah, that would have been bad. He's drinking a bottle of wine. That is fantastic. If it was, he's double effed. All right, let's read this. This can be the last one. All right. I tried to sneak snacks into my husband. To my husband who's in rehab for a binge eating disorder. Why have I been banned? Bro, what? You are an enabler. That's terrible. All right. Am I the a-hole for reporting my wife for bringing me snacks in the hospital? I am 32 and male. About 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with binge eating disorder. Man, I'm so sorry. ED is not something to joke about. I mean, I've dabbled with the demon or the devil myself a long time ago, for not as bad as some others, but even then, like, I get it, dude. It is a battle that you are facing internally, and not a lot of people know you're facing it sometimes, and it's tough. So I feel you, man. To put it simply, I eat compulsively even when I'm not hungry. Oof, yeah, dude. I've had a friend who dealt with that specific one. My BMI is 43, putting me into the class 3 obesity range. God, that's tough, bro. I'm glad that you're in a facility or in rehab for it, because man, like, you gotta make that change. And it has nothing to do with you just genuinely being fat, but it has more to do with you and your health at that point.
Since my diagnosis, I have not improved whatsoever. Therapy and support groups have a positive effect on my mentality, but even after 2 hours, or even 2 hours after, I'll be in line at a drive-through. Ah, dude, that sucks. It's affected my health, my mental health, my fiance's, and of course my wife. Wait, sorry, my finances, and of course my wife. Okay, I was about to say what? My wife is 37. She is average size and eventually agreed that I may need actual medical intervention. After a lot of deliberation, we packed up and temporarily moved states so that I could participate in an inpatient program as part of a research study. Apparently, intervention programs for BED, binge eating disorder, can be pretty hit or miss. And so this one is a new take on them, being 6 months instead of the typical 30 to 90 days. I am currently at the end of my first month and everything is going well. I've made a lot of friends and in the program as well. At the end of the 1 month mark, visitation opened up and my wife could now visit me. Obviously, she jumped at the chance and came to visit me 2 days ago. Yeah, I mean, I get it. A whole month not seeing your partner. We headed over to the room where she took her backpack off and pulled out jalapeno chips and colas, two of my most common binge eating items. Bro, what? Your wife should know better. Dude, like, at least a Diet Coke. Come on, bro. Or like some vegetable chip. Just straight up the two things that he caused his binge. At first, I freaked out, but she explained that I deserved a break. Oh no, that is the worst mentality. And went into detail about how much trouble she went through to smuggling them through. I immediately shouted for a nurse who forcibly removed the product from her hand and then escorted her out the hospital with a full team. My wife has now been completely banned from the premises and she's furious at me. Why? What? How did she not understand the multitude? You know what? Honestly, hey man, you and your wife, that's your own thing to battle, but I respect you for standing up for yourself in the battle against food. Cause or I guess addiction in this stance. I mean, man, that's tough to stare at the one thing that literally you love so much that it dives you into that and just going, no, it's not good for me. I honestly, props to you. You deserve the applause, man. That's amazing. Better than me even. I mean, I can never imagine, imagine if I was genuinely addicted to something and then just having to turn away from, that's tough. The nurses and doctors have expressed nothing but gratitude and told me that had I indulged, I would have instantly been removed from the program. Wow. One thing that my wife said that made me think that she had a point was instead of telling her to put the snacks away and taking them home, I went for the nuclear option of calling other people. I know that her bringing me snacks was objectively wrong, but was my reaction over the top? Well, I think that when you're in something like a battle like this, like genuine addiction, doesn't matter what you're addicted to, you're constantly on edge about it. And so just seeing it in a moment like that, you haven't even came to terms with it yet, the object or whatever you are facing, that addiction. So you it's like a surprise attack, you know? So I mean, I don't know how you would react. I don't know how I would react. So I don't think you overreacted by any means. Turns out he did, in fact, basically to tell her to stop trying to give him snacks, but she refused. So what else did she expect him to do? She didn't apologize to put him away, and then he started freaking out, but tried to talk to him. She's an enabler, and if he stays with her, he will probably never get free. Yeah, you got to be careful, man. I mean, that's tough because that's your wife, too. She's well past enabler. She's full-on saboteur. Yeah. That's crazy. If you guys are facing anything like that, man, I feel for you. This is an open space. We're always welcome to talk about any of our problems as long as you're respectful to other people and if you want to talk about your problems. But I'm here for you. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much if you guys tuned to this episode of Oh No Consequences. It's always a good time diving on this. Sadly, we can't do this one as much as some of the other subreddits because it's less frequent. It's like people post on it every now and then, so I can do it like once or twice a month, but not as frequent as some of the other very, very popping subreddits that you guys see often. Anyways, I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Oh, and if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell. We also stream almost every single week. All right, catch you guys in the next one. Bye.